Okay. Uh, Let me check my voice. Do do you hear my voice clearly?
Yes, sir.
Pardon?
Yes, we hear it clearly.
Show you the slide. Do you see the slide?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you for coming, Cherry and Priscilla. And now we will talk about meeting four. And actually, this meeting should be uh, in the month in the in the next day, but I have a problem. I have a meeting in the next day, so we will discuss the meeting for today. And meeting four still discuss about function. This is the second part of function. Uh, in this meeting, we will discuss deeper and on the function. We talk about another characteristic and next characteristic of function. Okay, let's we uh, start with the uh, composition of function. This is the composition of function. We have more than one function. In this illustration, in this slide, we have two functions, g and f, uh, and the composition say that we have x is an input and process it by g become x plus 1 and followed by f process x plus 1 become a square root of x square plus 1. So we have two machine. In this illustration, we illustrate a function as a machine. We have two machine. The first machine is a G, and the second machine is F. And the processing of x become a square root of x square plus 1 is uh, an example of composition of function. So if we look at that x from here direct to here, direct to square root of x square plus 1 using two step. Step 1 by G and followed by step uh, 2 by F. In this condition, we have that composition, and the composition denoted by this one. The composition denoted by F OG. Yeah, we say that FOG. In bahasa say that bundaran G, FOG or FOG. Yeah. So this is the composition of F and G. G first, followed by F. This is the notation of function. The notation of function, composition of function. In practically, we use this operation. This function operate to x we use that first we operate x by g and follow by gx operate by f. So this is how we calculate composition of function. Uh, yes, the result of the function from x of the result of composition of function from x to the uh, two operation. Yeah. There are two operation in the right. Yes, we to the next slide. This slide, as I do in the previous slide, we can imagine that the composition of function is a direct function from x to the composition of function, but actually they have two step to get the end result from G to F. Okay, this is the illustration by using arrow diagram to explain about FOG. Okay, next, how to find the formula of FOG. Sorry. Before I continue with the example, I must highlight this condition. Uh, this condition should be fulfilled to say about FOG. This is must be fulfilled. What is that? This is from here X. It means that this set will be a domain of G, and this area will be a ranks of G, rank of G, and in the same time, this area also as a domain of F. Yeah, because F should be from here, and this area will be ranks of F, ranks of F. So we can we can continue G to F if and only if the ranks of G have an intersection with the domain of F. Yeah, because if we have no intersection, this function will be not connected. Yeah, so for example, here and this is the R, this is the F, the G, and this is RG, and if there is no intersection between RG and DF, so we uh, we can continue the composition. Yeah, so here, but because there is no intersection, so this is to separate function. So this is not composition. Okay, so the in the intersection between RG, yeah, between RG with the DF uh, should be not equal to a zero function, a zero set. Yeah. So must be axis. Yeah, the intersection is non-zero set. Yeah, so uh, it means that to answer this uh, this this question, we must find that, or we must prove that RG intersection of RG with DF should be not set function. So we must have this condition, yeah, uh, to answer this question. Okay, we have two function here, fx and gx. Fx is a logarithmic function, and gx is a square root function. Square root function, and so we must find Rg. The As I told you before, to know the ranks and the domain, we can use the graph to uh, to determine the ranks and the domain of a function. Look at uh, logarithmic function. Logarithmic function. Uh, this is the graph of logarithmic function. Here, the logarithmic function, and we have that this is the domain of logarithmic function, and we have of function, rank of function, yeah, here from minus infinity to plus infinity. So uh, we have that domain of function. Domain of function is from zero, uh, is not include zero, to infinity. Yeah, this is domain of function. And what is the range of function? We have that range of f will be uh, r, yeah, real g, gx is a square root function, and we can draw the graph of square root like this. This is f, and this is g function, and these graphs say that this is uh, the domain, yeah, the domain from zero to infinity, and also the range is in y-axis, posi uh, y-axis positive, also from zero to infinity. So we have that domain of G will be uh, zero include, yeah, in this case, because we can put zero under square root of function. So we have in this case zero to infinity. This is the domain of should be plus, yeah. And RG also from zero to infinity. From zero to infinity. And so to answer this question, does FOG exist? It means that we must intersect between RG and DF. So this is RG. We look at this one, and also what DF here, yeah. So and then we intersect them. We intersect them. We have that RG intersect with the DF will be yeah, because this is include zero, but this is exclude zero. So intersection should have should both of them. So we will have that this is zero to plus infinity. Actually, we only need they are not non-zero. They are non-zero sets, and of course, this is non-zero. Yeah, so the condition fulfilled. Uh, so we have that. We can say that FOG. We can answer that FOG FOG uh, it exists. Yes, this is our solution or our answer. Yeah, FOG exists. And the second say that if FOG exists, what is the formula of FOG? So we can calculate or we can determine the FOGX and for sorry FOGX FOGX yeah, uh, F into X. Uh, from definition, say that this is F applied to uh, GX. Applied to GX. Yeah, applied to GX. And this is and, GX will be square root of X, yeah. Square root of X per by definition. And then in this how to evaluate it it means that x replaced by every x in f replaced by square root of x, so we can put square root of x in fx in a logarithmic function. So we have that logarithmic of uh, square root of x. Square root of x. Yeah. Yeah, we can simplify it by using the properties of logarithmic. This is x a half power of x, a half uh, power of x, and by using the properties of logarithmic, a half can be replaced can be uh, jump into the front. Uh, so it will be a half logarithmic of x. So this is the answer of this question. Okay, look at this this exercise. We have uh, OG and GOF for two problem. This is the problem one. And the second is as a problem two. And this exercise say only how to determine. Yeah, there is no obligation or there is no question about the existence of FOG and GOF. So we don't need to find the intersection of RG with the DF and so on. So we just only determine the the rule of this function. Okay, let me show you about the number one, the exercise number one. We have this function f fx is equal to x plus 1 and gx is equal to 2 times power x minus 1 power of e. So we have that this one. Uh, what we what should we have? This is FOG, and apply to x, and then we can do this one, f gx. Yeah, we can write the formula first uh, by definition, and so apply it to this formula. We have gx is 2 times x minus 1 to the power of e. So this is will be 2 uh, x minus 1 power of e. Okay, let's apply it to the uh, function f function. So x will be replaced by gx. So this is x as in f. So we must have that this is will be 2 uh, x minus 1 power of e. Okay, and plus by 1. Yeah. So every x replaced by this gx. And of course, we can uh, pull out from the bracket. Uh, we have that from the parenthesis. We have that 2 x minus 1 power of e plus 1. Okay, this is the function, the composition of FOG. Okay, uh, what about GOF? Uh, Still in this problem. So GOF, it means that first followed by G. This is GOF and apply to X. And then we have that G apply to X, where X is X plus 1. I don't write the definition, and I jump into the calculation. So this is gx, yeah, here gx replace x by x plus 1. So we have that this is 2 times uh, x plus 1 uh, plus 1 plus 1 and minus 1 power of e. Yeah, this is uh, the formula of FOG, GOF. So the power can be x plus 1 minus 1. It means that 1 must be cancelled out. We have that 2 EX. Yeah, this is the answer of number one. What about number two? The problem number two, you can answer like this: FOG, FOG apply to X, and then we have that it means that F apply to what? Gx, yeah. Gx will be a logarithmic of x plus 5, yeah. So we replace every x in function f by logarithmic of x plus 5. So it will be square root of 3. Yeah, every x must be replaced by logarithmic of x plus 5. This is x plus 5, and followed by minus 7. Yeah. And what about GOF? GOF, GOF, they apply to X. We have the, okay, good morning, Aaron.
Good morning, sir. Sorry late, sir.
No problem. So please follow this lecture. The G apply to X, yeah, by definition, fx is square root of 3x minus 7, and then we apply g to this square root. It means that every x in the logarithmic function will be replaced by a square root of 3x minus 7. So we will have that this is a logarithmic of, yeah, every x will be replaced by 3x minus 7. Okay, so this is the answer of this exercise. We have two functions, f and g, and then determine the FOG or GOF. It means that we must find the formula of the composition of function. And we have two formula each of them. So totally we have four formula of composition of function. Yeah. Again, I want this problem not to determine the requirement G intersects with the DN and so on. Yeah, we don't need to find this condition from this exercise, because there is no uh, question about it. In this example, we must find, because the problem asks us to find the existence of composition of function. So we should have this condition. Okay. Now, yeah, after we can determine the function of composition, and now we will talk about a one-to-one function. One-to-one function means that we make a new restriction to the function. So not all of the function is one-to-one function. The function should be fulfill this condition to be called as one-to-one function. What is that? It said that if we have different numbers in ranks, so we must come from the different value in domain. So, for example, this one, 10 different to 7. So, in the domain, we should have the different value also. So, it cannot be a function like this, yeah? Like this, it cannot be a function. This is not sorry. This is a function. G is a function, but G is not one-to-one function. Yeah, because we have one element in B which have two different element in A. So this is not a one-to-one function. Yes, I hope you can understand the one-to-one function uh, is more restrict than only function. Yeah, the restriction is here. We must have one-to-one condition. And by using geometry, we can determine whether the function is one-to-one or not. How to do that? We can check by using a vertical line. Vertical line in this illustration, we have this is must be x cube, yeah, x cube. The function of x cube, fx should be like this one. This is this function, and we make the some vertical some horizontal line, sorry, some horizontal line, the red color of line, and we can look at that every vertical line uh, intersect with the function only in one place. This one, the intersection in here, and also here the intersection with the function, and also here only one. And what about this example in the below? We have that the function is the quadratic function. This is x squared, and the graph of the x squared have the two points, two intersection point with the horizontal line. Here, the intersection, also here, yeah, so more than one. This is also, and this is also. So this is an example of not one-to-one function. And this is one-to-one function. So you can answer this question by saying fx is one-to-one function. Fx is one-to-one function. Is one-to-one function. So most is yeah, the one-to-one function. This is not one-to-one function. Okay, let's we continue with the another example. The this function as we look at as we look from the horizontal line text, this is not one-to-one function, but we can make one-to-one function from the not one-to-one function. For example, this is not one-to-one function by limitation, by what we call by doing some limitation to the domain. We have the limitation make our function become one-to-one function. This is not one-to-one function, but if we only have the domain in the uh, real line, positive real line, so we have that the function will be one-to-one function. So this is the restriction applied and make this function is one-to-one function. Yeah. So we look at that the intersection with the horizontal line only in one point. Also, the restriction not only for the positive real line, but also for negative and zero line like this. Yeah, and we can look at this is also one-to-one function. Yeah. So we can make a limitation from the function from the not one-to-one function, and the restriction make the function become one-to-one function. Yeah, so so far we have discussed about composition of function, and then we also discuss about a one-to-one function. Okay, next we will discuss about inverse of a function. This is inverse of a function. What does it mean by inverse of a function? Inverse of function, it uh, it is a function such that the arrow of the function reverse with the arrow of original function. This is f, yeah, f from a to b to fx. Yeah. So the inverse means that the direction of arrow refers to the direction of original direction arrow of original function. So if fx from left to right, the inverse from right to left. Yeah, this is the definition by using the graph, the diagram. But the definition from mathematically, from mathematics symbol like this, the function, if we have fx is equal to y, so the function of y is equal to x. So we say as if we move f to the right, yeah, but the symbol of function become inverse of function. Inverse of function, symbol of inverse of function is minus 1 to the power of fn. Okay, what is the property of inverse function? The property of inverse function say that if we compose f with the f minus 1 or inverse of f, the result will be identity. The result will be identity. And also, this is from the left. We also have from the right f inverse composed by f uh, from 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 right. We have that the result also identity. So this is the property of inverse of function. Okay. Is there any question? I see Aaron have a question. Did you?
Not
Okay.
yet.
Okay. Then after we know the definition of inverse, and next we want to know, we must find the inverse of function. How to find, how to determine the formula of inverse of a function. And of course, the requirement, the functions first must be uh, one-to-one function. So we don't have inverse of this function. We only have inverse after the determine we have limitation to this function. And of course, we can make inverse of this function because this function is one-to-one. So how to find the inverse? This is the steps to find the inverse of one-to-one function. First, we replace x by y. So the y will replace x. Then solve this equation for x. Yeah, solve this equation for x in terms of y. Yeah, as we know that this is can be said as y in terms of x. But in number 2 said that we must make until we have x in terms of y. Of course, if possible. After we solve in step 2, in step 3, we interchange x and y, and the result is y will be inverse of function. Yeah, before we go to the example, we still uh, say about the property of inverse of function. Graphically or by using geometry, we can write a function and a function. They have a mirror. This is the mirror. Y is equal to x, and the graph of f and the graph of f inverse is mirroring each other. So the mirror is x is equal to x line. This is the mirror. This is the mirror. Yeah. So we can look at that. Fx is uh, fx have mirroring have another um, another groove in then in the in the next area, and the mirror is a graph of inverse of x, inverse of fx. Okay, look at this example. we want to determine the inverse, and maybe in some function we can graph uh, the function. We can make a picture of the function. Uh, okay, this is number one, how to get the inverse of function. Number one, in step one, say that right y is equal to fx. So x will be replaced by y. So we have y. This is step one. Y is equal to x plus 2 divided by x. So there is no fx, but we have y. And how to get the solution x in terms of x, x in terms of y. So we multiply y by x, yeah, y x, and we have the this is x plus 2, x plus 2. Okay, after that we we move x from the right to the left. We have that y x uh, minus x uh, is equal to 2. Yeah. So extract x uh, in the front. We have that the this is we'll have y minus 1 and is equal to 2. Okay. Uh, hope you can follow this step. And there we saw x in terms of y by divide uh, both of side by y minus 1. So we have x, x is equal to 2 minus y minus 1. Yeah, this is the end of step 2. Sorry, not yet. Yeah, not yet. We must. Sorry. What? Yeah. Okay. This is the end of step 2. No. In step 3, say that we replace interchange. Yeah, interchange x and y. Interchange x and y. Interchange x and y. So y become x become y. So we interchange 2 divided by x minus 1. So every y in the right must be replaced by x. This is in the left must be y, isn't it? Should be right as y, but in the third result say that y in the left it must be inverse of the function. So we can directly make the left is my f minus 1 x. This is uh, the answer of this problem. This problem can be generalized. Can be generalized to because we can use same procedure. We can generalize by using fx not only like this, x plus 2 minus x divided by x, but also in general we can find the inverse of ax 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 sorry, the, my mouse not go ax plus b divided by cx plus b. Yeah, so you can the A, B, C, and D is A, B, C, D are constant. So you can find the inverse of function, with the same procedure what we have before. So this is F inverse. Yeah, for example, by using the same procedure, you can find the inverse of, for example, might be 2x plus 7 divided by what we call 3x minus 5, for example, yeah. So you can follow the same procedure to find the inverse of this function. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So this is the solution of number 1. And to find the inverse of function will be vary from each mungkin berbeda ya tiap function depend on the form of the function. This is a rational function, and the procedure have been done here. And for another example, this is the function have the logarithmic function. I will show you number 2 also, how to get the inverse of logarithmic function. This is number 2. I jump into the step 1. We have y is equal to 3 times logarithmic of x, and then we have that we must solve x. Then log x must be moved to the right, to the left. So we have log x, uh, or, we can move 3, yeah. We can move uh, 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 3 to the right and make a different like this. This is y minus 3. Yeah, so we have y minus 3 in the right. And using we know that exponent with the logarithmic is inverse each others. It means that actually we make exponent function both of this side, e log x like this, and is equal to e y minus 3 power of e y minus 3. And, the definition of logarithmic and exponent function. This is can be cancel each others because they are inversing each others. So we have that x is equal to e y minus 3 or y minus 3 power of e. And this is the end of step 2. In step 3 said that we interchange y and x. So we have that e uh, will be x minus 3 and the yeah, the left must be y, but in this case or uh, y in this step can be replaced as uh, inverse of f. Yeah, this is the answer of number 2. We have the inverse of function in number 1 and number 2. Okay, let's we go to this some slide. This is the slide of uh, exercise about the function, and most of this exercise will be left to you. You must solve it. You can ask the assistant to explain the solution of this function because we have no time to explain it. We uh, yeah, not enough time, yeah, because we must discuss another topics. So this is the inverse of quadratic function. This is inverse of square root. This is inverse of exponent function, and this is inverse of rational function. Each of them have different methods to find inverse of function. Again, I hope you have the solution of this function because you will have the same problem in the examination like this. Yeah, so you must master it to solve the problem and ask the assistant to solve this problem or discuss with the assistant how to solve this problem. Okay. uh, Next, we go to the next concepts. In this concepts, we will talk about transformation function. So function can be transformed uh, into new function by using the transformation of their graph. So we can shifting the graph and we can reflecting the graph or we can stretching the graph. So we can do three kinds of transformation to the function. Shifting, pergeseran, reflecting, pencerminan, stretching. Stretching can be said dimanfaatkan atau diregangkan dalam in bahasa we say that penskalaan ya stretching in on stretching out or we can skala penskalaan ya, we can say it as penskalaan ya. This this is most difficult concept. Shifting, reflecting, more easier than stretching. So we begin with the shifting and reflecting. After that, we will discuss about stretching. Shifting have uh, two uh, two kind of there are two kinds of shifting. We can do shifting vertically, uh, and also we can shift the graph horizontally. Yeah, there are two kinds of shifting: horizontally, and reflecting. Reflecting uh, also can be divided into two things. Reflecting uh, reflect to axis or to x-axis. Yeah, we can reflect the graph to x-axis, and we can reflect to y-axis. Yeah. So there are two kinds of reflecting. Yeah, I have difficulties to move the mouse. Uh, okay, we can reflect the curve of graph to the x-axis and y-axis. And what about stretching? Stretching also have two kinds of stretching. Uh, we can stretch. We can stretch along, 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 along x-axis, x-axis, yeah, x-axis, or we can stretch along y-axis, along y-axis, sepanjang ya, sepanjang sumbu x. We can stretch along x-axis in along x-axis means that the direction of stretching to the uh, left or to the right, or the stretching to the right, to the left. The stretch of a graph to the right or to the left. What about along y-axis? It means that the stretching can be up or can be down. And using the position of arrow said that this is we can determine the this symbol as this is and this, yeah, but we know it from the definition of stretching after that. Okay, look at the first, yeah, vertically or horizontally. What is the vertical shifting or shifting graph vertically? Shift the graph vertically. So this is the original function. The blue blue curve, blue color of curve, and this is the vertical shifting. by -1, it means that the graph will be down, will be go down, and if we add the function by 3, we have that the graph will go up. And the result graph uh, can be colored like this, yeah. What is that? What is that? Purple, maybe purple, green, purple color, and the result after go up, we have red color graph. So we can upward, uh, go up, or we can downward or go down. Yeah. Upward means that we with the positive constant, we uh, have a positive constant, and if go down or downward, we have negative negative minus constant or negative. Yeah, this is how to shifting vertically. Just add the function by minus or by plus. And this is another illustration of the vertical shifting. Vertical shifting, we have that this is the original, the blue color function, and this is the vertical shifting, uh, the upward. And this is also the original function, and we shift vertically to go down or downward. We have the red color of curve. So this is how to uh, shift the graph vertically. Yeah, this is the result, and the original is what this one. This is after shifting after shift the graph go down or downward. We have the illustration as follow. Okay. Now, what about the horizontal shifting? This is vertical shifting, and the second is horizontal shifting. Horizontal shifting will be happen after uh, we have the original of function, the variable will be plus by a positive or a plus by negative. This is uh, if we replace x by minus constant, y is equal to f x minus 1, x minus 1. So we will have the horizontal shifting to the right. This is the transformation. Uh, the function will be shift to the shift to the right C units. But if we replace x by x plus 1, x plus c, y is fx, replace x by x plus c, we will have that the graph will be shift to the left c units. So y f x plus c. Yeah, you must remember, yeah, the 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 shifting uh, to the right or to the left. This is shift to the right, from blue to the purple, but this is shift to the left, from blue to red. Okay. Oh, sorry. This is still uh, in the previous, in the previous example. Hmm, I must. Okay. Maybe we can explain it in the another problem, by using another problem. Okay. We discuss about reflecting the second transformation. As I told you in the previous slide, the reflecting can be divided into two things. Uh, Reflect uh, in y-axis or x-axis. This is reflect in x-axis. This is x-axis. This is our original, and this is the mirror in the below. And reflect the graph in y-axis. This is y-axis, and this is the original, and the mirror in the left. Yeah, this is the mirror of the graph. And what happened in the mathematic symbol about reflecting? So this is what happened. This is the original graph, and if fx multiplied by -1, it means that we reflect the graph in x-axis. So x-axis will be the mirror. And the other hand, if we replace x, not fx, fx multiplied by -1 in the x-axis, but if x reflect by -x, so it means that we reflect the graph in y-axis. So this is will be happening. Okay, this is the example how to look at the reflecting. This is the original, like this. This is the original, the blue color curve. And if we want to get it, it means that the x square must be multiplied by -1, or this function will be multiplied by -1. So we will have the graph of the function is the red color of course, and this is minus x squared. And there's B, in B, part B, we have that the original will be square root. So we must know the original function, You must know the original function. Then from the original, we can apply some linear some transformation, become the graph we have. So from here to get minus square root of minus x, it means that x will be replaced by minus x. And it means that we must reflect the curve in y-axis. Okay. Now we want to explore more about stretching. Yeah. Actually, we have uh, two two kinds of stretching. Uh, we have stretching, or we have shrinking. In bahasa say that ditarik atau direnggangkan. This is direnggangkan in bahasa. Shrinking means that dimampatkan. And what about what is what does it mean by stretching and shrinking? This is the illustration. The original one is the blue color of curves, and after we multiply the x by c, where c greater than 1, so we have the next function is is shrinking. Shrinking, dimampatkan. Why shrinking? Because the stretching will be horizontally in x-axis, and the 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 feature the next function is dimampatkan. What we in bahasa say that gambar yang warna biru, kurva biru dimampatkan sehingga menjadi kurva merah secara horizontal. So this is horizontal shrinking. This is horizontal shrinking. Horizontal horizontal shrinking. It means that the graph jadi seakan-akan kurvanya memar pakai sumbu Y. Horizontal shrinking. Shrinking. So you must you must understand some concept, yeah, and sorry, shrinking. I make a mistake. Okay, this is horizontal shrinking, and this is horizontal stretching. What does it mean by horizontal stretching? The graph, the original is a blue color, and the result is red color. And in bahasa says that ditarik, direnggangkan gitu, sehingga kurva warna biru menjadi kurva yang menjauh dari sumbu Y, direnggangkan, kayak ditarik menjauh dari sumbu Y. So it's why we say that this is stretching, and C will be from 0 to 1. And, for this one, C must be greater than 1. This is horizontal shrinking and stretching, or this is horizontal stretching. And what about the vertical stretching and shrinking? The vertical stretching and shrinking, the same. Yeah, maybe the same. Okay. We must have the convention about what happened in the shrinking and stretching horizontally. The function like this, C must be greater than 1, and we say that this one, the graph will be shrink horizontally by a factor 1 over C. So you can look at that the factor is 1 over C, not C, yeah, but 1 over C. This is also, this is the factor is 1 over C. And in the vertical stretching and shrinking, the factor not C, but only but the factor is not 1 over C, but C. So you must notice that there are two different way to vertical to stretching, yeah. Horizontally, the vector will be 1 over C. Vertically, the vector only C, not 1 over C. And then the C multiplied to function in vertical stretching and shrinking. Again, this is different formula for horizontal shrinking and stretching. The C is multiplied to x, yeah, not to fx instead of fx in vertical stretching and shrinking. So this is what happened in the vertical stretching and shrinking. In this case, we can look at that the original to the uh, result. We have the arrow is up or upward, and in the second, in the right, the arrow is downward. So this is vertical stretching. Jadi in bahasa said that sumbu kurva yang warna merah itu menjauh dari sumbu X. Jadi kurvanya menjauh, maka disebut dengan direnggangkan atau stretching. Direnggangkan atau stretching. In the right, kurva in bahasa, we say that kurva yang didapatkan itu lebih mendekat ke sumbu X secara vertikal dan ini berarti dimampatkan. Yeah, so the term of stretching and shrinking can be looked at as graphically go or away from to or away uh, x-axis and y-axis. Yeah, this is the illustration of horizontal stretching. Sorry, this is vertical stretching and and vertical shrinking. This is the original is x squared, and we multiply by 3. It means that we stretching by a scalar of 3, and it means that we shrinking by a scalar of 1 over 3. Yeah, because this is the original, the black one, and we uh, multiply by 3. We have the stretching, vertical stretching, and if we multiply by 1 over 3, we have that vertical shrinking. And we can combine shifting, stretching, and reflecting. Then we must do the transformation one by one and make it serial to find the original to the result. Okay, look at this example. We have this function. We want to graph this function using the original function. So we have more complex function from the original function. The first step, or the first, we must know the sequence we must know the sequence of transformation from x square to the result. Yeah, for example, in this one, we have the first is original is x square like this. Yeah, original is x square like this. After that, we must replace x by x minus 3. So we have x minus 3 square. So replace x by x minus 3. I want to ask you, what happened to this step from x square to uh, x minus 3 square? What happened from x square to x minus 3 square? Shifting, reflecting, or stretching?
Shifting.
Shifting, yeah. Shifting to the right or to the left?
Left.
To the right, yeah.
Oh, yeah, right.
Because minus 3, yeah. So this is can be not by we make a note that this is shifting uh, to the right, uh, to the right, yeah, to the right, uh, to 3 units, 3 units. This is uh, the first transformation. After that, we multiply by 2. So we multiply by 2. Multiply by 2 become uh, uh, 2 multiply by x minus 3 square. X minus 3 square. So what happened to this transformation? Shifting, reflecting, or stretching? Multiply by 2 means that no idea.
Stretching.
Yeah, stretching, yeah. Vertically or horizontally? Yeah, this is
Vertical.
vertically, yeah. Vertically, C uh, greater than 1 because C is 2. We stretch. We stretch the graph vertically by a factor 2. So we stretch. This is our note. Stretch. Uh, stretch. Uh, stretch. 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 Uh, vertically. Vertically. I make it short. Vertically by a factor by uh, so this is uh, what happened in the second step. After we have here, we must multiply by minus 1. So we have that the next step is minus 2 x minus 3 square. What happened in this step? Reflecting, shifting, or stretching?
Reflecting.
Reflecting in x-axis or y-axis?
Y-axis.
Axis, yeah. Okay, this is reflect uh, in axis. Y-axis. So finally, we get this the one, three square x1 x1, or we have the final function we need. This is 1 minus 2 x minus 3 square. What we'll do? What should we do to get it? Oh, sorry. This is must be completed by shifting horizontally, shifting horizontally to the right. And what about this? Shifting shifting vertically, because we want here. Shifting vertically, I make it short. Vertically to the to upward, yes, to upward uh, unit. Okay, so this is complete all of our step to get x squared become to become 1 minus 2x minus 3 squared. So we have one original one. This is second. This is third, and we have four, and we have fifth. Yeah, fifth. So there are five graph should be made to get from original to the final answer. Yeah. So x minus 3 said that 1, 2, 3 here. One, one, 1, 2, 3 here maybe. Um, this is three square minus 3 square. Yeah, we move to the right, the 3 units. After that, we multiply by 2. I make the different color again, the yellow. Uh, the This is stretch vertically by a factor 2. Stretch means that diregang, ya, diregang. Uh, Vertically means that we stretch upward to downward, because this is a factor greater than 1, so we have stretch it upward, So our graph of more skinny, apa, lebih kurus ya, skinny. Why? Because our graph should be uh, stretched vertically. So the graph will be skinny. After that, we reflect So we have 1, 2, 3 graph. The fourth is we reflect in x-axis. This is not axis, y-axis. I I have a mistake. This is must be x-axis. I change, yeah. This is must be x-axis. Okay. So this is might be the most not flexible. Right? This is x-axis. So uh, another graph will be like this. Another graph will be like this. This is uh, the graph of minus 2 x minus 3 square minus 3 square. Yeah. And the yellow, this is should be 2 x minus 3 square. Okay, look at after this, we can add one, the last add by one, such that our graph uh, will be upward, shifting vertically, so will be upward, so that the maximum here become 1 here. So the graph, the last of graph will be it become that. So this is the final graph. This is the final graph. The maximum value is in 3, 1. The 1 minus 2 x 3 square. Okay, this is the this is also okay. This is the explanation. I, I have so I have shown before. This is shifting to the right. This is reflecting to the left. Uh, Now, in this step, they combine two things, minus 2 and um, minus and multiply by 2. So this is the result. So, and go upward vertically 1 unit. Yeah. So the this is what we have. Okay. In the previous example, we have already the function such that we know what is the transformation. Yeah, uh, uh, what is the step of the transformation? Sometimes in the problem, we have just original just the function, and now we must identify from original the first step to know the original function we must do some algebra manipulation to get the original function. So in this case, we must rearrange the function become fx like this. We have that x squared plus 4x. We want to have a perfect square, x squared and plus 4x. To get the perfect square, we must add 4. Why? Because my plus 4 divide by 2 and take a square of plus 2. So we must have plus 4. It means that here we must have minus 4 to equalize in the previous and minus 2 from the previous. So this is must be inserted, yeah, must be inserted uh, from the previous. Why? Because we want to get the perfect square in here. This is perfect square. Okay, this is perfect square, and the perfect square is will be x plus 2 square, x plus 2 square, and in the outside must be 6 minus 6. Now, from here we already know what is the original. The original will be x square. After that, we transform become x plus 2 square. After that, we become uh, plus 2 square minus 6. So this is the function, the graph of function we need, we want to find. So this is you must know this is shifting to the right to the left my two units, and this is shifting downward 6 units. So please make it by yourself. Okay, this is the last slide. We can save this function. It means that the original should be log x, yeah, logarithmic x, and then by this original we have log x plus 1, and you must know what happened with this transformation. And this is must be the original will be this one minus square root of x, So after that you must shift them. X become sorry, and we must reflect it first. Must reflect become minus x, and then we transform x become uh, x minus 2 replace x by x minus 2 it means that we shifting to the right 2 units, and this is should be uh, 2 minus x, yeah, 2 minus x. And then after that, we stretching vertically by a factor 3. 3 square root of 2 minus x. Yeah, so this is the step to get a, a, a curve of second problem. What about the third? The third, as we did before, we must make it become perfect square. The perfect square said that this is will be x plus 2, yeah, as we did in the previous, yeah, because we have x squared and 4x, and this is must be minus 4 plus 3, we have minus 1. So we have original function is x squared, and then reflect it uh, and then shift it to the left uh, in 2 units. We have that x plus 2 square, and after that shift them vertically downward uh, in 1 unit. So we have x plus 2 square minus 1. Yeah, and so on, yeah. This is also, and you can analyze like this and make the transformation of the function. Yeah. So that's all our uh, material of meeting for today. I give you a chance to ask me or uh, something to say about this material. Please, if you want to ask or something to say, or you don't understand what uh, the what the previous topic, please. I will review some topics we have discussed today. We talk about composition of function. Composition of function means that we have more than one function. Uh, we read from the left uh, and to the right. So this is first G followed by, and we have the requirement. The function will be the composition function will be exist if this is happen. The ranks of G intersect with the domain of F is not zero sets. And this is the question about consistency of about the formula. The consistency will ask about this intersection, and the formula will about uh, how to calculate them. And the exercise is about calculate FOG and GOF. This is applied to the problem. And this is the concept of one-to-one function. We have one-to-one function. The concept said that every different elements in ranks will be different elements in domain. This is the function, but this is not one-to-one function because we have two elements in B comes from two different elements from A. And the example of one-to-one function or the graph graph of one-to-one function can be tested by using vertical line here. This is vertical line, and we say that we can see that the intersection with the curve only in one point. And now we can look at the inverse of function. Inverse of function must be one-to-one function, and the domain and range is reverse, yeah, reverse. It's from F to inverse of F. If F from left to right, then inverse of function from right to left. And this is the property of inverse of function. Composition of F inverse with the original will be identity. And this is how to find the one-to-one function. We have three steps to find one-to-one function. Write y is equal to fx, then solve this equation for x. After that, interchange x and y. And this is how to graph f and their inverse. Actually, they are inverse, they are mirroring each other's. The mirror is y is equal to x line. And this is how to find the inverse of a rational function. This is a rational function. And we get the inverse like this. The rational function can be extended, become complete form like this. And by using the same procedure with this example, we also can find the inverse of this function. For example, here, so the inverse of function can be found by using the same procedure in this example. And we have some problem to find the inverse of the function from quadratic function, from square root function, from exponent function, and from rational function. And we have three kinds of transformation of function: shifting, reflecting, and stretching. And shifting divided into two things, vertically and horizontally. Vertically also divide into two things, upward and downward. And horizontally also divide into two things, to the right or to the left. Reflecting x-axis, x-axis also have two things, stretching or shrinking. Stretching or shrinking. Yeah, stretching or shrinking. For x-axis, factor is 1/3. Factor is 1/c. Yeah, 1/c. But for y-axis, factor is c. 1/c. For y-axis, also two things, stretching and shrinking. Stretching and shrinking. The factor is c. In this, the factor is also c. Oh, sorry, I made a mistake. Reflecting x-axis. Sorry. I I had a mistake. Actually, the stretching is here. This is stretching and shrinking. I copy it. Stretching and shrinking, and the factor is 1/c. 1/c. In this, the factor is 1/c also. And along y-axis, we will have stretching and shrinking, stretching and shrinking, shrinking, and the factor is c. Okay, and uh, for reflecting, there is no there is no another, there is no subdivision, only uh, x-axis, and this is y-axis. X-axis, it means that minus fx. We multiply x by minus. For y-axis, it means that we multiply x by x. So that's all our presentation or our discussion today. In the last, we have some exercise. Please complete it and ask the assistant to complete it. I emphasize that you must complete the exercise, even though I don't grade it. Jadi selesaikan semua latihan, walaupun dari saya tidak ada nilai. Because the exercise will be useful for you to understand the problem in the examination. Okay, that's all, Cherry, Priscilla, Aaron, today. Thank you very much for your nice attention. We will close the class today, and hope to see you in the to next Monday. Yeah, to next Monday. Maybe in the 24th. In the 7-10 next Monday, we have no class because we already give the material in this day. Okay, thank you, Cherry, Priscilla, Aaron. See you in the next 2 day.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir.